So section 6, probably my favourite section, I'm going to teach you the big small technique. This is how we build major and minor chords, and after this section you are going to be able to play any major or minor triad chord from any note on the piano, which means you can pretty much play any song in the world because you'll know how to play the chords. So let's get stuck in. So we know there are 12 notes on the piano. There are 7 white notes and 5 black notes. Now we can actually build a chord and play a chord from every single one of those notes. Now a chord is when we play multiple notes at the same time. So if we were to play a C, an E and a G at the same time, this would be a chord of C. Now, there are lots of different types of chords that you can learn to play, but every single chord is derived from either a major chord or a minor chord. So today I'm going to teach you how to play a major chord or a minor chord from every note on the piano. So that's 12 major chords and 12 minor chords, which is of course 24 chords. And that's a lot. For anybody to learn and memorize 24 chords, it's really tough. But there's an absolutely fantastic formula called the big small technique, which lots of piano teachers use to teach chords. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's going to blow your mind. When I learned this, it opened up a huge world to me because every single song out there is created from these 24 chords. So if you can play those chords, you can play any song. So how do we learn this formula? This is what I'm going to teach you today. Well, chords are built using intervals, and you've already learned an octave is an interval of an eighth, and we had a quick look at the other intervals as well. Well, a chord is built from the interval of a third, and we use major third intervals and minor third intervals to create and build chords. So a major third interval is made up of 4 half steps on the piano, and a minor third interval is made up of 3 half steps on the piano. But we're not going to call them the major third interval and the minor third interval, we're going to call them the big and the small. So all you need to know is that a major third is 4 half steps on the piano, we're going to call this big. And a minor third is 3 half steps on the piano, and we're going to call this small. And I'm going to demonstrate this to you on the piano in a moment. So let's take a look at the 2 chords we're learning. We're learning a major triad chord and a minor triad chord. Now, the reason we call these triad chords is because they've got 3 notes in them. There's a lot of chords out there that have 4 or more notes in them. So we want to start with the very basic chords, which is the major triad chord and the minor triad chord. And using the big small technique to build these chords is really simple. A major chord is just a big interval followed by a small interval, and a minor triad chord is the other way round. So it's the small interval followed by the big interval, and this is how we remember it. So let's do this on the piano. Let's build a chord from the note of C. So let's start on middle C and take a look at building our chord from here. We pick our root note and we move up 4 half steps followed by 3 half steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4 followed by 3. 1, 2, 3. And this will be a major triad. So let's try it from another random note. So I'll pick this F. So this F is now our root note. We move up 4 half steps followed by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. This will be a major triad, and this will work from the black notes as well. So let's pick a black note. Let's pick this one here. It's E flat. This is now going to be our root. We move up 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's our second note of the chord. And then 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. And this will be a major triad chord, and this will work from any of these notes. Okay, so now let's try this with a minor chord. And remember, with the minor chord, it's the other way round. So instead of going big to small, we're going small to big. So let's create a C minor chord. So we start on the C, we're going to move up 3 half steps, followed by 4 half steps. So to get the next note from here, we go 1, 2, 3. So this will be the next note in our chord. And then we move up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be our minor chord. And this will be the same from any note. So you just pick a root note. Let's pick an F. We're going to move up 3 half steps, followed by 4. So 1, 2, 3 is our first note of the chord, followed by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be an F minor chord, and this will always be the same. So I'll pick any black note. Let's pick this black note at the top, the B flat. So this is our root note. We're moving up 3, then 4 half steps. So from here, 1, 2, 3. Here's our next note, and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you have it. This will be your B flat minor. So have some fun with this and trial this out from all the notes on the piano. So now you know how to play a major or a minor chord from any of these 12 notes on the piano, you can go out there and learn any song. So you need to know what these chords look like when they're written down. So for major chords, you're just going to see the letter of the chord you're playing. So it's the 7 notes on the piano, A, B, C, D, E, F and G. If it's a minor chord, then there'll be a little m next to it, and it's as simple as that. Now, all other chords you see will just be extensions of these chords you can see here. So if you were to go onto Google, for instance, and type in Let It Be by the Beatles, you're going to come across something that looks like this. These are the lyrics of the song, and the chord you can see in green here is written above it. And now what you can do with this big small technique is you can look through all of these chords of this song and work out the notes. Because if there's not a little m after the letter, we know it's a major chord. If there is a little m, then we know it's a minor chord. And if you see here on Let It Be, you can see that the only minor chord is the A minor. All of the other chords are major. So you should be able to sit down and work out the chords to this song. And how it works when you're looking at lyrics like this is they tend to put the chord above the lyric that you're changing on. So you'll play C first for when I find myself in, and then when you sing times, this is when we'll then move to the G chord. So have a play with this and see if you can do it and how you get on. At the end of this Chord Jammer video course, I do show you how to do this. I go onto Google, I find some songs, and I show you how I work out how to play the chords. So play with this for now, but do crack on with the course, and at the end, I'll take you through how to do it. So now you should be able to play any major or minor triad chord from any note on the piano, which is amazing because that basically means you can play any chord, which means you can play any song as long as you know the chords. So I really want you to practice this. Practice, practice, practice. Pick any note on the piano, play the major chord and play the minor chord. This will work from any note, and you know your notes now. So go online, find a song, look at the chords. Yes, some will have really long names. You could find a chord that is called G flat, major 7, flat 9, and you won't know what that means. Forget about all the extra extensions on it. Just look at the note. The note is G flat. It's the first thing in the chord, G flat. That you can find. So you go to G flat, and you'll be able to play the major and the minor triad chord. So the major chord would be going up 4 half steps followed by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There is your G flat major chord. And the minor is 3 half steps followed by 4 half steps. So from a G flat, 1, 2, 3, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4. G flat minor. And actually, once you get good at this, you'll realise that all you have to do to go from the major to minor is move your middle finger up and down a half step. Major, minor. And you can do that from any note. So please practice this and do go and find some songs. Look at their chords and play them. You can play the major and minors now. Just remember that if it's a minor chord, it will have a little M next to it. This is something we do learn about later. We'll look at chord extensions and chord symbols later, so you'll know what you're looking for. But if you are going online to look up a song, you're just looking at the first letter. That will tell you whether it's a G flat, an F sharp, a C, a D, an A, whatever the note is. And if you see a little M next to it, that means it's a minor chord. So if it doesn't have a little M, it's a major chord. So practice this, follow the exercises, follow the practice plan, and have lots and lots of fun. And please do come and talk to me on the Facebook page and upload some videos. I want to see how you're getting on with it. I would love to know. Okay, in the next section, section 7, we're going to be learning our first full major scale, and that's the C major. So I'll see you there.